But we got pain in our heart. I got my hands up, but you can still tell they want to spark. Young boys on the block, they tryna ruin our dreams. Another black king down, yellow tape on the scene. We grew up all flooded, we came up all hustling. Why they hate it when they see a black man doing something? We survived off nothing, all we know was the struggle. Mama always told me, well, you gotta get out and hustle. This is true, this is true. We got our hands up, they still gon' shoot. This is true, this is true, this is true, this is true. We got our hands up, they still gon' shoot. Slavery abolished civil rights in 64. If we all were free, then what are we fighting for? A world without fear, a world without shame, a world where children don't avoid eye contact to avoid being blamed for a crime they didn't commit in a city they've never been to visit. But imagine this. Sirens roar to trigger an alarm. Wide and far, people come to protect you from harm. Those who abuse power are now being watched. Now they know the fear. Within moments, they're caught. This is true. This is true. We got our hands up. They still gon' shoot. This is true. This is true. This is true. This is true. We got our hands up. They still gon' shoot. Hands up, don't shoot. God protect us now. They hate us cause they want us bowing down. No, we never bow down. Just keep them hands up and stay prayed up. Faith in God, we share. United we stand, divided we fall. Late night, you pulled over, ain't got no one to call. Well, my hands up and down, do they care enough? Can't judge a book by its cover, but when it comes to us, this is true, this is true, this is true. We got our hands up, they still gon' shoot. This is true, this is true, this is true, this is true. We got our hands up, they still gon' shoot. Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, everybody? And I am back, and I'm excited to be back. It's your girl, Lily Mae, as always. It's Tuesday at 7 p.m. And what time is it? It's consulting time. Look, tonight is going to be awesome. Tonight is going to be awesome because tonight, I have a dope artist up here, and she is spectacular. She's spectacular. Um, Upon talking with this young lady, I was wild. Her energy is amazing. Her background is amazing. She plays an instrument, which I love because I play an instrumental too. And I'm excited. So guys, tonight the young lady that I'm gonna present to you, I'm gonna actually let her introduce herself because I think that the energy that she's coming with is magnificent, magnificent. And so, without further ado, I introduce to you Miss Perry.
Hello! Oh my
I
goodness.
can,
Thank you.
yeah, I can hear you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful
How are you,
introduction.
beautiful?
Thank you so much. You. It's so good to see you. Oh my goodness. It's so good to be here. I'm so thankful to you for having me on. I'm so happy to be able to talk to you today and everything. And that was so nice when you said, yeah, I feel like energy is everything, and like connection, the connection that we're making with the world is the most important thing about our life and the reason for us being here. So I'm so touched that you feel like I made that kind of impact. That's
You
really,
did.
thank
You
you.
you
Thank
did.
you.
And that's one of the things that I know as we talk tonight, it's gonna come out. One of the things, and guys, this interview is gonna be different. I really don't want to call it an interview because what's gonna happen is she and I are really gonna have a conversation. We're gonna have a conversation because we share very interesting backgrounds. We share backgrounds in music. We share family backgrounds in music. And so she grew up in an interesting area where I grew up in an interesting area. And so when we start talking about bios and things of that nature, and I'm reading about her and I'm reading about her family, and I'm just like, wow, you know? So we know that right now in these United States of America, there are so many things going on that seemingly the media would want to prohibit any type of civilized interactions and communications. And so that's why I'm thankful that tonight we can have a civilized interaction and we can really just be free,
Yes,
be
please.
free, and just talk about music and talk about love and talk about you as a storyteller and talk about how diverse how diverse your portfolio is relative to this music, and then be able to connect you with some other artists. Shout out to my guy L. Dot. He is waiting for you. He is waiting for you because he's looking for a violinist. So I was like, hold up, player.
Oh,
Hold up.
I love
Let
it.
me
I
do
love
this
it.
first.
I can't wait to meet him.
Yes. So Perry, let's just jump right in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Everybody's wondering what's there in store for tonight, and I'm not going to tell them that yet. I'll let them hear that at about 7:30.
All right. All right. Perfect.
But tell me who Perry is outside of the music.
Oh my goodness. I am a mother. That's always at the forefront.
Number one. Uh-huh.
Yeah, my daughter is 5. Her name is Phoenix, and
Uh-huh.
she's just like the light of my life, and so she's so amazing, and I feel so lucky to have her. And it's her father and I aren't together anymore, so it's just me and her. And I always tell her that. I always tell her it's just me and you, kid. And every time I tell her that, she's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, it's me and mommy, team us, let's go." So that's the biggest part of my life. It's tied with music.
Oh, you know what? And I can tell that her energy is amazing because her mother's energy is amazing. So I already know.
Thank you. Thank you. She's my little firebird.
Oh, so Perry, how was the transition from Kentucky to Maryland?
Oh my goodness. Well, honestly, I don't even remember it that much because I moved here when we moved here when I was 2, and
Okay.
so I was born in Kentucky, but it wasn't. I grew up here. I grew up in Maryland, like out in the country, outside of DC, outside of Baltimore, um, and it's like kind of out in the country, but it's really pretty out here. Not a lot going on, but it was a great place to grow up when I was little, to go outside and to be able to like see the sky and
Uh-huh.
like hear butterflies or hear butterflies, hear birds. That's silly. Hear birds and see butterflies instead of like being going outside and like hearing cars and stuff. That was I'm really grateful for that. But I actually went back to Kentucky to go to school. Yeah, after I graduated high school.
Uh-huh.
I ended up going to school out there at the University of Louisville. It's not Louisville, it's Louisville.
Louisville, Louisville, like the
Yep,
Louisville Slugger. I got you.
yep, yep,
Now,
Louisville.
see, where I grew up, we say Louisville.
Yeah. You go out there, they're gonna look you crazy.
They look at me crazy everywhere I go because they like, we can't really figure out where you're from. Are you, if I'm in the South, I'm from the North. If I'm in the North, I'm from the South. I'm from here. I'm from the middle. I'm central.
Exactly, exactly. Well, I spent 8 years in Kentucky, so I know that especially when I drink, when I've had a couple of drinks, then I start getting that twang a little bit. It works its way back into my
Oh, uh-oh.
things
You
that I
get that twang. That little twang, the twang, twang.
but it's got to be that bourbon. If I'm drinking anything else.
Wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. I gotta go back. When we get off of live, I'm gonna be like, now, how old are you? Because you sound like my mama talking about this bourbon. She make bourbon balls every Christmas. Every Christmas, she makes bourbon balls.
Oh my
Well, I
goodness.
remember when we were kids, we would sneak in and try to get the bourbon ball because we were little. And we were like, oh, we gonna get us some.
It's like chocolate and alcohol. I sneak and get those now.
Yes. All right, so we been back on task. We are
Yeah,
all. I
yeah.
knew we was gonna get off task. I knew we was gonna get off task. We might give them an encore on Instagram. So for those of you that have IG and you follow us, I am Perry or Sinach Consulting Express. We might give you guys an encore. I don't know. All right, Perry. So look, the interesting thing about you, for me, it's not just that you are just this musician extraordinaire, but someone in your family. plays an instrument, and they had to transition into playing an instrument for someone important. So before we even talk about you, I personally feel like that's really what influenced and inspired you
Oh,
with music. So who is this spectacular gentleman?
Yes, yes. My father, who is an incredible person and amazing musician. He plays the piano, and he played the piano for the president from George Bush Sr. through Obama. So yeah, so that was 1991 through 2013. And what they actually do is they bring musicians in. They have them audition, so then they know that they're good enough, and then they bring them in and enlist them in the military, and they become he was a Marine. He was an enlisted Marine for 22 years, uh, and so they just stay and play for whatever president they're serving under. Yeah, but he said that Obama definitely had the best taste in music and was the nicest guy out of the
There you
four.
go, Dad. Dad, look, but I know Dad had a ball. I know Dad had a ball. And you know what? Oh my God, Perry. So now, guys, you heard it. So y'all already know that if her dad had the audition to play for the president, he won't play no games with his daughter when his daughter started to start piano at 4 and violin at 6.
Yes, yes.
So let's just start there. Perry
Hmm.
at 4 years old, playing the piano starting at 4.
Uh-huh.
Was it already in you or did you have to take lessons?
I mean both. Yeah,
Did you
it's
get your hand smacked?
huh.
Did you get your fingers hit with a ruler?
Oh, no,
I
not
did.
my dad is so much nicer. He's so much nicer than some of my teachers. He would just kind of breathe down my throat about it and be like, nope, that's wrong. Nope, that's got to be higher. Nope, that's the wrong note, et cetera, the entire time practicing. So that was really helpful. But then it's also it can be kind of restraining. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Right.
on the violin, I had a teacher who came from like the old school. He was like this old Italian man, and he would like try to yell at me into getting me berate me into getting me to do what I wanted him to do. And he'd be like, "Oh, you're gonna take so long to figure that out. I could go and get a sandwich and come back before you were done." And I'm like a 6-year-old little girl. And
Well,
the last straw was one time during a lesson. He grabbed my throat, and he said I was pushing too hard with the bow, and so he grabbed my throat and he said, "Can you sing like this?" And I said, "Blah, blah, no." He said, "Then how do you expect to play like this?" I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And so I moved to another teacher,
you
but
were a good student. Cause baby, but I'm gonna stay professional. I'm gonna stay professional. I just know that wouldn't have been my teacher. And he probably would be, he'd be like, you know what, I stopped teaching after that student that I put my hands on her throat. But anyway, now let's expand upon that though, because for most people, that would have been a traumatic experience, and most people would have stopped. But you found another teacher and you kept going.
Mhm,
And because of that, now you're known.
mhm.
You are a violinist, you're a pianist, you're a vocalist, you're a producer. Perry, where do you find your motivation and inspiration? Because I know you have a story to tell, and I want to talk about that. But where do you find the majority of your inspiration and motivation?
Mostly it comes from pain, and it comes from trauma and being hurt and having your heart broken, because it's hard to talk about those things. I think more so for women than for men. We've been kind of conditioned to just like withhold stuff that makes us upset.
Indeed,
Yeah,
indeed.
to not be like a crazy B word, you know. And so I found that it's just it's it helps, and it's easier to say things a lot of time, like through songs that I'm writing than to actually just speak it to somebody. And I've always felt like music is so wonderful because you can say things through music that's more than can be just said with just words. So
I just felt that. I just felt that.
yeah. And so my message and the stories that I want to tell are more powerful through that. And I feel that way. I feel that way about most art that
Okay.
yeah. But this is just, I just kind of fell into this one because of my dad and everything. So
Okay. Okay.
this is
All
my
right.
lane of
So
how I want to tell it.
okay. All right. So Perry, where you are right now, you're a mom first, you're a musician. When you look at what you aspire to do with your music, what is that? What do you aspire to do? What's that big goal that you want to reach?
Well, I want to win a Grammy, multiple
We're
Grammys.
gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Mhm.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. And then I mean there's so many smaller goals on the way. As far as like what success looks like, to me, it's just making great music with great musicians who I work
Woo!
with.
And see that L Dot has checked in. So Perry, please say hello to L Dot because he has checked in and he wants to know if you've ever collaborated with different genres. See, he already getting into my interview. L Dot, back up. We gonna get there. We gonna get there. So since he asked, let's go ahead and talk about it. So talk to us a little bit about your favorite types of music.
Oh, I love electronic music. That's probably my favorite because I love to dance, and I feel like that's you can just dance all night to that, and it makes you feel good. Or yeah, just like the emotion that goes with that. I really like that, and then the storytelling in hip hop is unmatched.
Thank you for saying hip hop.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah.
for saying hip hop. Oh my God. So I just had this conversation today. Shout out to Frank Mosley, who is the CEO of Sky 4 Records, who prayerfully, when we finish this interview, I definitely will introduce you to him. Um, but we had this conversation today, and basically, I was just saying to him, really enjoying, you know, new music. Like, I didn't know what EDM was.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when I was like, whoa, wait a minute, okay. But I'm still a fan. I'm an 80s, early 90s baby. So I like hip hop.
Mhm.
Like back when every other word wasn't B and every other word wasn't the artist's name. Back in the day, people didn't have narcissism like that. People weren't narcissistic in their music. Like I'm so sick of people saying their name in their music all the time. I know who you are when your name was on my radio.
I
I know
searched for it.
somebody. I
I searched
don't
for it.
keep
I
telling
searched
you
for
who
it.
you
That's how
are.
I found the song.
It's like, I made this joke with my mama. I said, Mama, they write music like they writing for people y'all age because y'all can't remember their name. And she just fell out laughing. But I'm serious. I'm serious.
Who is this? Who is this? Because I hate this song. It's really derogatory.
Honey. So hip hop is coming back, and so when you said hip hop, that girl, you just made me happy because yes.
Oh, good,
But
good. Yeah.
talk to me a little bit about the other genres that you maybe would like to tap into, that you really haven't.
Oh well, I mean, I feel like I've explored pretty much every genre that I mean, within my lane that I've wanted to. Um, I would say jazz probably because there's so much that goes in like into like the actual music making, the harmonies and the structure that like if you know that you can do anything else. I played in a rock band. I've done a ton of like hip hop shows with people and covers. I've done a lot of EDM like shows and covers with people too. And like the music that I make, I guess is like I don't even know what to call it. I've been calling it alternative pop. I just listen to everything everything that I listen to, and then put out what I want to put out, and I guess it's pop. But
Okay.
yeah, but as far as where I want to go next, I feel like there's so much room for creativity when you take your inspiration from everywhere. Like I listen to classical music sometimes just for fun, which it's not as much as everything else, but there's some really beautiful stuff in there, and everything has its merits. And so I feel like the more that we take in, and the more variety in the art that you consume, the more variety is going to come out in what you create.
It's
So
interesting that you reference classical music because I remember when I first started with piano, and you probably remember too, the majority of our beginning books had mostly classical pieces that were your beginner pieces. I
mhm.
can remember before I really started to play hymns and other things, I had to learn Beethoven and Periii. I got so sick of playing it. I got so sick of it. Oh my gosh. So when you say classical, you know what's interesting? That's where you learn some of your most complicated chords.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And the thing is too is that they a lot of times we don't get to the really good stuff. Like they give you like, you know, give you a little sample. They give you like
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's so you've heard it so many times, but like then you miss like this stuff.
Give me mixer vibes. Give me White House mixer vibes. You're next. You are next.
Yes,
You
yes,
are next. When I make this 2040 run for president, I will you will be there. We
yes,
will be there.
yes,
And we will be lit. It will be a lit
yes,
presidency.
yes.
Now
I
I don't know if I will last 4 years, but if I can last two, I'll be good.
Yeah, yeah. Give me Betsy DeVos's job too, because I'm a teacher. I could do that way better than her.
Yes. See, we were connected. I knew we were connected. What now? Okay, so we're going all over the place. What do you teach and what grade?
Oh, I teach private lessons.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I went through the whole. I did the whole degree at in Louisville, and went for music education, and I did student teaching. I got the piece of paper, and I said, "Oh my goodness, I can't do this. I don't want to teach in a school. I
Oh, I
can't
know.
deal with the bureaucracy and with constantly having to like answer for what I'm doing, and like and just everybody breathing down my throat all the time to make like $25,000-$30,000 a year. I would end up burning out and just being a
Were you
total.
teaching in Maryland?
No, I was going to school for it in Kentucky.
Wow. And see, I wonder what, and it's crazy because when you just said that, I'm like, hold up. We make a little bit more in Virginia, but I don't teach anymore. Same story. I refuse to deal with the bureaucracy. The things that I wanted to teach the kids and the way I wanted to teach the kids just wasn't happening.
Yep,
And the crazy
exactly.
thing is, I use music with my babies. Like
Hmm.
when I started high school, but they were still my babies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of course, of course.
Oh my gosh. So, all right. What are some of the mistakes though that you wish you could have avoided? Because even though you have this strong background in music, I'm pretty sure there are things that you've wanted to attain, but it's kind of been like, oops, I shouldn't have done it this way, or oops, I should have done this instead.
Oh, yeah, of course. But it's always, you always regret the things, or I feel like I've always regret the things I don't do, the things
Okay.
that I'm too scared to do. You know, like the mistakes that you make, as long as you learn from them, then that's a win. Like
Yes.
that's
Yes.
free education.
Shout out, oh my God, shout out to Frank.
Free education, huh?
I said shout out to Frank because he says that all the time. I've never met anybody that's so humble. And he says that he's like, yo, you know what? I can own up to I made a mistake. But when you learn that lesson from the mistake and when you see it, and that's something that he's had to teach me. He's had to teach me, hey, you know, That won't it. But guess what? You learn from it, and now you know what to do going forward. And now that I see that, and I'm internalizing it, things are getting so much better. So you just confirm that. Guys, we are rocking with Perry. It's consulting time. And you know what? I know the people are waiting. So what do you have for us? Because we're not done with the interview, but I do want the people to get a feel for you and the music. So whatever you feel, well, we both like to dance, but whatever you feel, I want you to just do whatever your heart desires.
Well, I wanna play along with an original
Okay.
of mine. It's called. Can I curse on here? Do you mind? Is
Yeah,
that okay?
baby.
It's called
Only
Fuck
you saying cursing, I'm trying to stay professional, but I cuss.
I didn't. It seemed like very sparse if it was there, so I just want to make sure. But the song is called "Fuck No," and
I
it's about
love somebody. Fuck no.
yeah, it's about police brutality.
Wow. Oh, okay. Let me get myself together.
Okay,
Okay.
okay, and I wrote it like a long time ago.
Okay.
It was about an experience that I had, and luckily I'm okay and nothing happened to me, but I was just really scared out of my mind, and I can't like I don't even experience that uh, hardly ever. So this is my song "Fuck No," uh,
Okay.
and I hope you like it. And
All right.
I'm gonna play violin along with it. So
Hey, I'm excited.
can you hear it? Yeah. You broke down my door, and suddenly it's cold inside. The marks on my floor, that you made supposed to protect me, supposed to defend me. So why did I feel safer when you were still outside and you were speaking your voices, telling me lies, asking me to trust the motherfucking time I spoke. You fucked you are no friend to me, an enemy, and not what you pretend to be. With the possibility of anger, violent tendencies, when you're your friend, supposed to feel them. But all necessary, what you wanted me to do is mine. You are the me, you're the criminal, the hyper, hypocritical, the way that you look at me, you know that the minimalist is chasing the sun. But oh no, who are you? Why can't you just tell me who are you? He said, hands up, my hands up. Can't move, you might bust, stop, triple fingers, 20 fingers. After this ain't really acting on me. Fingers talking, I ain't got much to hurt it all. See the facts, 24 minutes won't let me see. Just your mind, on the streets, let it kill my eyes. Bad vibes, bad karma, there's a crime on me. This is literally what they got me in my fucking bag. This is pain, like a
Wow, guys, look, y'all just got a whole performance for the Lolo. So I need y'all to put y'all virtual hands, like we do in church. I need y'all to put y'all virtual hands together and give the Lord a hand praise. Give him a hand praise.
Yeah.
Wow, Henry, oh my God, amazing.
I'm glad you liked it. Thank you so much.
Frank, I hope you still watching. I hope you ready to come backstage because it's about to get lit.
You know what's
And Eldad already has a concept in his head, so it looked like what's going to happen is we're going to have a whole backstage conversation when we finish up. But guys, once again, it's your girl Lily Mae, and I'm rocking it out tonight with Periii. That's P-E-R, triple I, the triple I.
One R, three
Oh,
I.
oh my God. Tell me about the name.
The name. Oh my goodness, this is so silly. When
Okay.
I was 4 years old, I read a story about a character named Periii who just lived. My real name, my given name is Gabrielle. Who this character Periii lived like up in the trees with her mother, and they just like ran the forest and they ran everything, and they were like the queen and the princess of the forest. And I just wanted to like have that feeling. Are you scared of heights, or do you like heights?
I like a girl. I like a thrill, baby. What's up?
Yes, yes. So that feeling of like being up high, being on a balcony, a rooftop bar, being on a plane, and that feeling of freedom from being above everything. That book gave me that feeling, and so I was like, I want this in my life all the time. From now on, you must call me Periii, and I will not answer to anything else.
Oh, I just, you know something, Perry, like listening to you play, it just gave me so much peace. And that's the thing, like I can listen to music all day, but it's something about my godmother when she plays the pipe organ. And it's something about when I can get my hands on a piano. Now I have a keyboard, but when I can get my hands on a grand piano and just play, because you know,
It's a
people
different
that don't play don't know the difference between a regular, a upright,
right.
a regular piano, but that baby grand and that grand, the softness and the smoothness of those keys.
And
It's
there's so much more
beautiful.
there's so much more sound. It can ring so much more because there's so much more space.
People,
Gorgeous.
oh my God, it's amazing to meet a musician who is a vocalist, who is a pianist, who is a violinist,
Thank you.
and you write your music.
Yep, yep. I write my music. I make some of my own beats. The one that you just heard, I made that. I'm trying to get a studio set up all already where I can just do everything here. And so I have an audio interface, and I ordered speakers and a microphone. But with the COVID epidemic, I ordered them about 5 weeks ago, and I'm still waiting.
I know, but guess what? What we're gonna do is we're gonna get that CEO when once we get backstage, we're gonna talk about it and we're gonna figure out what you need. We're gonna talk about it. He might can give you some more insight or input.
Oh,
I'm
beautiful.
just excited. I'm so excited, Perry. It's so interesting because I've been anticipating this interview. Um, and they know everybody that know me that's watching know I get so emotional when it comes to things that I love. And I have been anticipating this interview because for one, I love authentic music. I love instrumental music. I listen to music all day, but it's something about processional, interlude, and recessional music that just does something to me and it gets all over me. And when you were just playing along, it literally took me back to my home church, right? Because you know, sometimes you get a little lit in church. And
Mhm.
so we have a saxophonist, pianist, and my godmother on the pipe organ. And listening to you reminded me of him on that saxophone, and they playing "What a Wonderful World" or a little bit of Lionel Richie, and I'm just like, yes, yes, yes. Trying to stay in my seat because I go to a real conservative church, but I just want to jump up and really get lit and maybe Millie rock a little bit on any block.
Uh-huh.
Hey, people
Okay.
don't understand the capacity of when you're an artist, but you also can get up there, perform your music, and play an instrument. Like Perry, what do you have to say to our artists of today? Like, and I'm not talking about artists that are already out. What do you have to say to our kids that want to be artists? You
Mhm.
know, do you advocate for them to pick up an instrument first?
When you're a kid, I advocate for you to do whatever you enjoy doing and whatever makes you happy. Like if you want to sing, then sing. If you want to rap, then rap. If you want to like bang on some drums, then bang on some drums. If you want to play an instrument and you're really young, the best one to start on is piano because everything is laid out in front of you. And so and you can just be like, okay, low, or it's mirrored, I don't know. Low is down on the left, high is up here on the right, and it just goes all the way across. Yeah. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then we start over, you know? So I mean, like, that's if you're just like, I want to play every instrument ever, then I would start with piano. But but I feel like for kids, just do what makes you happy, you know, and do as much as you can, and don't hold. This is a big one. This is my main point for the kids. Don't let fear hold you back. Like fear of sounding bad, or fear of what anybody's going to think of you, fear of if somebody's going to laugh at you, fear if they're not going to like it, they're not going to care, because those people don't matter in your art. The people who matter are the people who you're going to connect with after you do a ton of work. And so have patience. Yes, absolutely. Have patience and be brave.
Oh my gosh. Don't let fear hold you back. That is the word. Perry, that is the word. And I I don't even know. I just to have you here, um, and to have connected with you, and the thing about it is that, guys, I want to help you understand this. The biggest thing going on here is simply this. Generally, when I connect with people, it's very, very informal. Most of the time, I don't know them. But by the time we get to this point, I like the fact that I don't know them, because what happens is when we begin to connect, it's so much more authentic.
Mhm.
And this has just been brilliant. This has been brilliant because not only did we connect because our backgrounds are instrumental music, we've connected because we have a soul for music, and not just for music to be seen, and not just for music to be famous, but a soul to help other people develop their selves and to be able to become creative storytellers
Mhm.
through their music. And I think that part is why I feel that you are so magnificent, because you are a creative storyteller. And I think the way I want to close out is I want you to talk about your low and soulful voice, because once again, we connect with that low, soulful voice that innately just bleeds
Mhm.
release. So, that release, what is that release like for you?
Out of all of the ways that I can express myself, singing is my favorite. And it's always, and because I love it so much, it's always been the one that I'm hardest on myself about. And so I focused on other things, but I love to sing so much. And the Bible in the Old Testament, I'm not sure the verse, but it says that the two purest forms of worship are song and dance.
That's it.
Yep. And you probably knew that, but it's there's no medium. There's nothing in the way of expressing yourself. It's just you. It's just completely you. And so so I definitely, that's the most complete release and purest form of expression out of everything that I feel like I do. And I feel like, there's the soprano, the high voice, being able to sing whistle tones and all that stuff, that's so lauded and so sought after, like Ariana Grande, etc. But
always know. People sleep on the Tonys.
See what?
People sleep on the Tony Braxtons and the Anita Bakers's and the Laura Hathaways. They don't realize that's where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I'm there. There.
Yep. And you know what? More people can sing along with my stuff.
So would you like to take us out with something?
Yeah, I would love to.
All right.
Yeah, I have a new song coming out probably in about a month. I'm just finishing it up, putting all the bows and tags on it.
Okay.
It's called Self-Free.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll sing the first verse for you.
Absolutely.
All right. Standing on the corner, bummed a cigarette. All of these people passing me by. I wonder why he's so angry. Wonder why she's trying so hard not to cry. And I see all of these empty faces going to all of these hopeless places. Wonder what they're all chasing and why not one of them will look me in the eye. But no, I won't let go. Life half alive, that's not for me. And though the world said no, I set myself free. And then you got to pre-order to hear the rest.
Hey, so you have to look. So when are you gonna drop it? When are you gonna drop it so I can be ready for this release and be like, yo, she's dropping it. Da da da
da. July 20th.
July 20th. Okay, so you got to make sure you get me that information. Go and make sure you give me the information so we can definitely push it. Oh my God, Periii. Guys, once again, you have been rocking it out with me for the last 40 plus minutes with Miss Periii, and she is spectacular. She is a singer, songwriter, violinist, pianist, vocalist. She does all of that, and she teaches music. You'll be back because I think that
you are spectacular too. But I'm so happy to be on tonight. Thank you for having me. I had such a great time. It was so nice getting to talk to you. I really enjoyed it, and I will see you soon, I'm sure.
You definitely will. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to hold you backstage because I'm going to have to bring you back because the fellas, they want to connect. So, but guys, once again, Periii, everybody. Periii has been spectacular, and you hold right there because I'm going to bring you back. All right, guys, this has been we have, oh my gosh, I'm just wow. She's spectacular. I love the violin. If you don't already know, you know now. I love music, but I love instrumental music first. That is the first thing that I fell in love with, instrumental music. But guess what? It's consulting time, and now it's time for me to mosey along. But thank you for tuning in tonight. Once again, I will be back Thursday night with All Things Authentic, the multicultural revolution, where you already know what time it is. There's a lot of different things going on in the world, and we're going to address those things, right? So it's time for us to exit. But remember, it's consulting time, All Things Authentic, and Prime Time are here to bring you joy, justice, and jewels. Good evening, everybody.